If your mind has been looping the same worries while your body stays tight and restless, this moment is for you. Nothing is wrong with you. Your nervous system is simply in overdrive, and it can settle. You don't need to stop the thoughts for relief to begin. The body can regulate even while the mind is active. Bring attention to the weight of your body where it meets the chair or floor, and let that contact support you. Notice the pressure in the body without labeling it as a problem. Pressure is a signal, not a command. The system can register pressure and remain steady at the same time. There is nothing to fix in this moment, nothing to solve before the next breath arrives. Allow the shoulders to drop a few millimeters, just enough to reduce effort. Inhale through the nose, slow and unforced. Exhale through the mouth, a little longer than the inhale. That longer exhale tells the nervous system it does not need to rush. Thoughts may still be moving. They can move without pulling the body with them. Let the jaw loosen so the teeth are not touching. Notice the muscles around the eyes. Soften them without trying to relax everything else. Local release reduces overall internal pressure. Another inhale comes in naturally. Another exhale extends a bit longer, steady and controlled. Heart rhythm begins to adjust when exhale length increases. You are not calming down for a reason. You are regulating because regulation is available. The chest can feel sensation without tightening further. Bring attention to the upper chest. Notice if there is any holding or guarding. Let that area soften by 5%, not more. Inhale again, steady. Exhale longer, smooth. That small change improves carbon dioxide tolerance and reduces urgency signals. If the mind tries to check whether this is working, you don't need to answer it. Checking itself keeps pressure active. Return attention to the body instead. Notice the back of the neck. See if there is tension holding the head upright. Allow the neck muscles to do only what is necessary. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, letting the shoulders settle downward. Settling reduces threat signaling at the brainstem level. You may notice a slight drop in internal volume. That drop means the system is recalibrating. Nothing else is required from you. Bring attention to the hands. Notice if the fingers are curled or braced. Let the hands rest open, supported. Inhale, calm and even. Exhale longer, steady. Muscle guarding decreases when breath remains predictable. Thought speed begins to match body speed. When the body slows, the mind follows without force. You don't need to slow thinking directly. Notice the abdomen, not movement, just tone. Allow the abdominal wall to soften slightly. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Longer again. Longer exhales activate vagal pathways that reduce internal alarm. There is no deadline inside this moment. Urgency is a signal that can turn off. You are already doing what allows that. Bring attention to the upper back. Notice any bracing between the shoulder blades. Let that area widen and release effort. Inhale. Smooth. Exhale longer, unbroken. The nervous system responds to consistency, not intensity. You may sense more space inside the chest now. Space means the pressure loop is loosening. This regulation continues on its own without effort. If thoughts return to the future, let them pass without engagement. Future scanning increases internal load. The body right now is the anchor. Notice the legs and feet. Feel their weight being supported. Support reduces the need for vigilance. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, steady and controlled. Heart rate variability improves when this rhythm repeats. You are not aiming for numbness. You are aiming for stability. Stability allows clear thinking without pressure. Attention remains present, not drifting, awake, oriented, and grounded. The body is learning this pattern right now. This steady state is something your system can return to again. Each time you listen, it becomes easier to access. Regulation continues without needing attention. You may notice that the effort you were using earlier is no longer needed. Your system has already begun doing this on its own. The system stays responsive, while pressure keeps decreasing. Nothing new is required to maintain this. Notice how the breath now arrives with less effort. Inhale comes in on its own. Exhale remains slightly longer, stable, regulating. That rhythm keeps internal signals within range. Signals within range prevent urgency from rebuilding. This is what it feels like when the nervous system recognizes that nothing is wrong. Bring attention back to the chest, not searching for tightness, simply noticing tone as it is now. If there is still sensation, let it exist without commentary. Sensation without interpretation does not escalate. Escalation requires meaning, which is absent here. Inhale through the nose, even and unforced. Exhale through the mouth, longer and smooth. That longer exhale continues calming baroreceptor feedback. Thoughts may try to resume their previous pace. They can slow naturally when breath stays consistent. No need to intervene. Bring attention to the throat. Notice if there is any tightening or holding. Allow the throat to remain open and neutral. Inhale arrives gently. Exhale extends, steady. Open throat reduces internal pressure signaling. There is nothing you need to get ready for right now. You are already where you need to be. Notice the face again. Forehead smooth, eyes resting without focus. Inhale, calm. Exhale longer, controlled. Controlled exhale supports heart rhythm adaptability. There may be a subtle sense of settling downward. That is weight redistributing. Weight supported reduces vigilance. Bring attention to the abdomen once more. Notice the absence of bracing. Soft tone allows breath efficiency to improve. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, longer. Efficiency reduces internal effort. If the mind asks what comes next, there is no answer needed. Nothing needs to come next. This moment is sufficient. Notice the arms resting, supported without holding, Support signals safety to the nervous system. Inhale steady, exhale longer, unbroken. Unbroken exhale prevents abrupt internal shifts. You may notice clarity increasing instead of fading. That clarity means regulation is active, not sedation. Awareness remains available. Bring attention briefly to the spine. Upright without tension. Balanced posture reduces compensatory muscle activity. Inhale arrives quietly. Exhale extends, calm. Calm rhythm reinforces autonomic stability. There is no urgency to check your state. You don't need to monitor this for it to keep working. It continues even when you stop paying attention. Notice the feet again. Contact remains constant. Constancy supports grounding. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, smooth. Smoothness matters more than depth. The system is learning a reliable pattern. Reliable patterns replace reactive ones. This happens through repetition, not force. Stay with this steady regulation. Pressure continues to ease in the background. Nothing needs to speed up for this to continue working. You don't need to keep this steady on purpose. It continues even when you stop trying. It holds itself when the conditions stay consistent. The consistency your body needs is already happening. Notice how the body no longer scans for changes. Scanning increases load. Load drops when scanning stops. Inhale through the nose, predictable and even. Exhale through the mouth, slightly longer. That timing keeps internal signals regulated. Bring attention to the rib cage. Notice movement without effort. Effort is no longer needed here. If sensation appears, let it register and pass. Passing does not require action. Action would restart urgency. Inhale arrives. Exhale extends, steady and calm. Steady extension supports pressure balance. The mind may still offer commentary. Commentary can exist without response. Non-response keeps thought from accelerating. Bring attention to the shoulders again. Notice their position without correcting it. Allow gravity to do the work. Inhale, smooth. Exhale longer, controlled. Controlled breathing reinforces safety signaling. You don't need to wait for relief to arrive. It has already started moving through the system. Waiting would imply urgency. Notice the hands resting. No gripping. No readiness forming. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, unbroken. Unbroken breath prevents startle responses. The chest can feel sensation without tightening. That ability increases with each cycle. Ability replaces vigilance. Bring attention to the lower back. Notice support from beneath you. Support reduces the need for muscular control. Inhale arrives easily. Exhale extends, calm. Calm exhale sustains autonomic balance. Nothing here needs to be done correctly. This works without effort or evaluation. correctness would add pressure. Is less than hash-own, 2 hash is greater than. Notice how thinking now has more space between phrases. That space is functional. Function replaces urgency. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Longer. Longer exhale continues lowering internal drive. Bring attention briefly to the forehead. Smooth. No lifting or tightening. Inhale steady. Exhale longer. Smooth. Smooth rhythm maintains heart adaptability. If a future concern appears, notice it as information only. Information does not require action. Action would imply threat. Notice the legs again. Weight distributed evenly. Even distribution reduces imbalance signals. Inhale arrives quietly. Exhale extends, unforced. Unforced breathing keeps regulation active. The system now recognizes this as a stable state. Stability does not need monitoring. Monitoring would reactivate effort. Bring attention to the center of the chest. Notice openness rather than tension. Openness allows pressure to dissipate. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, controlled. Controlled timing sustains CO2 tolerance. Awareness remains clear and awake. There is no drifting here. Clarity is part of regulation. Notice the breath cycle repeating without instruction. Repetition builds reliability. Reliability replaces reactivity. Inhale arrives. Exhale extends. Steady. Steady extension keeps internal pressure low. Stay with this grounded steadiness. The body continues integrating it. Nothing here requires you to move faster than this. This regulation is now running quietly in the background. You don't need to check on it for it to continue. You can notice it without managing it. Management would add unnecessary load. Notice how the breath continues on its own. Inhale arrives without anticipation. Exhale stays slightly longer, regulating. That pattern keeps internal pressure signals even. Even signals prevent urgency from reappearing. Your system is already preventing escalation on its own. Bring attention to the sternum. Notice the absence of gripping. Absence matters more than sensation. If any tightness remains, let it be neutral. Neutral sensation does not escalate. Escalation requires resistance, which is not present. Inhale through the nose, steady. Exhale through the mouth, longer and smooth. Smooth exhale stabilizes blood pressure feedback loops. The mind may offer reminders or concerns. They can exist without traction. Traction only forms when urgency is active. Notice the shoulders again. They remain low without effort. Effort is no longer part of posture. Inhale arrives easily. Exhale extends as less than #0. 1 hash is greater than controlled. Controlled extension maintains heart rhythm flexibility. There is no countdown happening. Nothing is about to start or end. This removes time pressure. Bring attention to the upper arms. Notice their weight being supported. Support reduces readiness signals. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, unbroken. Unbroken breath keeps internal transitions smooth. Notice how thought volume remains lower. Lower volume allows clarity without strain. Strain is no longer needed. Bring attention to the mid-back. Feel contact with the surface behind you. Contact anchors awareness physically. Inhale steady. Exhale longer, calm. Calm rhythm reinforces parasympathetic activity. If the body attempts to brace, notice it early. Early notice allows release without effort. Release restores baseline. Notice the abdomen again. Tone remains soft and responsive. Responsive tone supports efficient breathing. Inhale arrives quietly. Exhale extends. Smooth. Smoothness prevents internal spikes. There is no correct way this needs to feel for you. Whatever is present can be present. Pressure is already decreasing. Bring attention to the hips. Notice how they are supported. Support reduces global tension. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, controlled. Controlled timing keeps CO2 levels balanced. Your system knows this rhythm now. Predictability feels safe to the nervous system. Safety signaling quiets hypervigilance. Notice the neck again. Head balanced without effort. Balance replaces guarding. Inhale steady. Exhale longer, unforced. Unforced breathing sustains regulation without fatigue. Thoughts may slow further. They remain clear and usable. There is no fog here. Bring attention briefly to the face. Jaw remains loose. Tongue rests without tension. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, smooth. Jaw release reduces cranial pressure signals. Notice how the body now trusts the rhythm. Trust reduces monitoring. Monitoring would reintroduce effort. There is a sense of steadiness that does not fluctuate. That steadiness is functional. Function supports ongoing calm. Inhale arrives naturally. Exhale extends. Steady. Steady extension keeps the system within range. You remain awake, oriented, and present, supported rather than tense. Presence does not require tension. It operates smoothly here. Stay with this grounded regulation. It continues to stabilize without interruption. We continue forward at this pace. This steadiness is becoming familiar to your system. It's starting to feel like something you can rely on. Familiar states require less energy to maintain. Less energy means less internal pressure. Notice how the breath keeps its rhythm without guidance. Inhale arrives evenly. Exhale remains longer, smooth, regulating. That longer exhale continues stabilizing internal timing. Stable timing prevents sudden surges. Nothing spikes here. Bring attention to the center of the chest again. Notice how sensation stays open rather than tight. Openness allows pressure to move through instead of building. If thoughts appear, let them pass without following them. Following creates momentum. Momentum is no longer necessary. Inhale through the nose, steady and predictable. Exhale through the mouth, longer and controlled. Controlled exhale keeps baroreflex signals calm. The body is no longer preparing for interruption. Preparation increases tension. Tension fades when preparation stops. Notice the shoulders remain low. No lift. No bracing. Inhale arrives quietly. Exhale extends, smooth and even. Even breathing maintains heart rhythm adaptability. You don't need to monitor your state for it to stay stable. Monitoring would imply uncertainty. Certainty is present through stability. Bring attention to the arms and hands. Notice how they rest without effort. Resting muscles send safety signals upward. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, unbroken. Unbroken breath prevents abrupt internal shifts. The mind now has fewer places to attach. Without attachment, thoughts lose urgency. Urgency dissolves on its own. Notice the abdomen again. Tone remains responsive and soft. Soft tone supports efficient oxygen exchange. Inhale steady. Exhale longer, controlled. Controlled timing increases CO2 tolerance. There is no background rush. No internal countdown. Time pressure has disengaged. Bring attention to the lower back and hips. Notice support beneath you. Support removes the need for guarding. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Longer. Longer exhale reinforces parasympathetic dominance. Thoughts now appear more spaced. Spacing allows choice. Choice replaces compulsion. Notice the neck remains balanced. The head stays upright without tension. Balance reduces upper body strain. Inhale arrives naturally. Exhale extends, calm and even. Calm extension sustains nervous system regulation. There is clarity without effort. Awareness remains sharp, not narrowed. Sharp awareness does not require vigilance. Bring attention briefly to the face. Jaw loose. Eyes resting. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer is less than #0. 1 hash is greater than smooth. Facial release lowers cranial tension signals. This state can remain while you are active. It does not depend on stillness. Regulation is portable. Notice the breath continuing without interruption. No gaps. No urgency returns. The system recognizes this as its default mode. Defaults operate automatically without effort from you. Automatic regulation stays available even after you stop paying attention. Stay with this grounded baseline. It remains available moment by moment. Nothing needs to speed up for this to keep working. You don't need to check this baseline for it to remain steady. Checking would suggest instability. Instability is not present here. Notice how the breath remains consistent without effort. Inhale arrives steady. Exhale stays longer, regulating. That longer exhale keeps internal pressure signals balanced. Balanced signals prevent urgency from restarting. Urgency no longer restarts on its own. Bring attention to the chest once more. Notice openness rather than tightness. Openness allows sensation without escalation. If sensation appears, let it exist as information only. Information does not require reaction. Reaction is what drives anxiety loops. Inhale through the nose, calm and even. Exhale through the mouth, longer and smooth. Smooth exhale continues, stabilizing heart rhythm variability. The mind may attempt to anticipate. Anticipation increases load. Load decreases when anticipation drops. Notice the shoulders remain settled. No lift returns. No bracing forms. Inhale arrives quietly. Exhale extends, steady and unbroken. Unbroken breathing keeps internal timing predictable. There is no internal push to act. Action pressure is inactive. Inactivity here does not mean avoidance. Bring attention to the abdomen again. Tone remains responsive, not rigid. Responsive tone supports efficient breathing mechanics. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, controlled. Controlled timing maintains CO2 tolerance under calm conditions. Thoughts now move more slowly by default. Slow movement allows clarity. Clarity does not trigger urgency. Notice the arms and hands. They rest without readiness. Readiness is unnecessary when threat expectation is absent. Inhale steady. Exhale longer, smooth. Smooth exhale sustains vagal engagement. There is a sense of continuity now. No breaks. No spikes. Bring attention to the upper back. Notice width rather than tension. Width allows breath expansion without effort. Inhale arrives naturally. Exhale extends, calm and even. Even rhythm prevents internal startle responses. Your system now recognizes this as a stable way of operating. Stable modes stay available without needing reminders. They operate automatically. If external sounds or thoughts appear, they pass through. Nothing needs to be filtered. Filtering would add tension. Notice the neck remains balanced. Head supported without effort. Effort would reintroduce strain. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, unforced. Unforced breathing protects against fatigue. There is alertness without edge, calm without dullness. This balance supports sustained presence. Bring attention briefly to the face. Jaw remains loose. Forehead stays smooth. Inhale steady. Exhale longer, smooth. Facial release reduces residual cranial pressure. This regulated state can continue alongside activity. It does not require isolation. It supports engagement without urgency. Notice how the breath continues without interruption. Consistency remains. Nothing signals an ending. Stay with this grounded baseline. This remains available whenever you stop and notice it. We continue forward from here. You don't need to reinforce this state for it to continue. Functioning states do not need reminders. They persist through consistency alone. Notice how the breath continues at the same pace. Inhale arrives evenly. Exhale remains longer, stable, regulating. That longer exhale keeps internal pressure signals quiet. Quiet signals prevent urgency from reforming. Urgency no longer returns by default. Bring attention to the chest again. Notice how it stays open without effort. Effort would indicate threat. If sensation is present, it remains neutral. Neutral sensation does not demand interpretation. Interpretation is what creates escalation. Inhale through the nose, steady and predictable. Exhale through the mouth, longer and smooth. Smooth exhale continues, stabilizing baroreflex feedback. Thoughts may still appear at intervals. They arrive without pressure now. Pressure is what made them intrusive before. Notice the shoulders remain settled. No lifting, no readiness returns. Inhale arrives quietly. Exhale extends, even and controlled. Controlled extension maintains heart rhythm flexibility. There is no anticipation forming. Anticipation requires urgency. Urgency is inactive. Bring attention to the abdomen. Notice how tone remains responsive. Responsive tone supports ongoing regulation. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, unbroken. Unbroken breath keeps internal timing consistent. The system no longer scans for threat. Scanning would increase load. Load has dropped below threshold. Notice the arms and hands. They rest without gripping. Gripping would signal preparation. Inhale steady. Exhale longer. Smooth. Smooth rhythm sustains vagal engagement. There is a sense of continuity in the body now. No startle responses appear. Everything remains within range. Bring attention to the upper back. Notice width rather than tension. Width allows breath to move freely. Inhale arrives naturally. Exhale extends, calm and even. Even rhythm prevents internal spikes. Thought speed remains reduced. Reduced speed allows clarity. Clarity does not create urgency. Notice the neck stays balanced. The head remains supported. Support replaces guarding. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, unforced. Unforced breathing prevents fatigue. Awareness remains alert and grounded. There is no drifting. Presence stays stable. Bring attention briefly to the face. Jaw loose. Forehead smooth. Inhale steady. Exhale longer, smooth. Facial release continues, lowering internal pressure signals. This state does not depend on quiet surroundings. It holds through normal activity. Stability is internal now. Notice the breath continuing without interruption. No monitoring needed. No adjustment required. Your nervous system now recognizes this as a safe way to operate. Safe operation does not fluctuate. It remains consistent. This steady baseline is something you can return to. Nothing needs to be adjusted for it to remain. We continue forward from here. This steadiness no longer needs to be maintained. States like this continue without reminders. They operate automatically. When operation becomes automatic, cognitive effort drops further. Effort reduction prevents mental strain. Strain is what reactivates urgency. Notice how the breath remains consistent and predictable. Inhale arrives without anticipation. Exhale stays longer, smooth, regulating. That longer exhale continues stabilizing internal pressure signals. Stable signals keep urgency inactive. Inactive urgency allows thought to remain optional. Bring attention to awareness itself. Notice how it feels settled behind the eyes. Not narrowed. Not searching. Searching is a sign of threat expectation. There is no threat expected here. Inhale through the nose, steady. Exhale through the mouth, longer and even. Even timing supports heart rhythm adaptability. Let the forehead remain smooth. No lifting. No readiness returns. Notice how the jaw stays relaxed without effort. Effort would signal preparation. Preparation is unnecessary. Inhale arrives naturally. Exhale extends is less than #0. 1 hash is greater than calm and unbroken. Unbroken breathing keeps internal transitions smooth. There may be moments of silence between thoughts now. Silence does not require attention. It simply exists. Bring attention to the chest again. Notice how it remains open to sensation. Open does not mean vulnerable. Open means responsive without defense. Defense is not active here. The system recognizes safety. Inhale steady. Exhale longer. Smooth. Smooth rhythm continues, reinforcing vagal tone. Notice the shoulders remain down and neutral. No bracing forms. No lifting appears. If a thought about later appears, let it remain distant. Distance reduces pressure. Pressure does not build without proximity. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Longer. Longer exhale maintains CO2 tolerance. Bring attention to the abdomen. Tone stays soft and responsive. Responsive tone supports efficient breath exchange. The body is no longer waiting for change. Waiting implies instability. Instability is absent. Inhale arrives quietly. Exhale extends, calm and even. Even extension keeps internal pacing stable. Notice the legs and feet again. Weight remains fully supported. Support reduces vigilance signals. Thoughts may appear as simple information now. They do not arrive with urgency. They do not demand immediate action. Inhale steady. Exhale longer, smooth. Smooth timing maintains autonomic balance. There is a sense of reliability in the body now. Reliable states do not fluctuate rapidly. This remains available whenever you notice it. Bring attention briefly to the neck, balanced without effort. Support replaces guarding. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, unforced. Unforced breathing prevents fatigue and drift. Awareness remains clear and oriented. There is no pull towards sleep. Alert calm is maintained. Notice how the breath continues without interruption. No gaps. No acceleration. This state does not end once it appears. It continues as the default operating mode. Nothing signals an ending. This integrated steadiness is something you can return to. It remains active without supervision. We continue forward from here. This state is now familiar to your system. Not new, not fragile. Breath continues without adjustment. Inhale arrives evenly. Exhale remains longer and steady. That longer exhale keeps internal signals settled. Settled signals prevent urgency from reforming. This remains reliable without effort from you. Notice how the body no longer waits for the next surge. No anticipation. No bracing. Another inhale enters quietly. Another longer exhale leaves smoothly. Heart rhythm stays adaptable and calm. Adaptability means the system can respond without shock. Nothing escalates suddenly. Everything stays within range. Thoughts may appear as information only. They do not arrive with pressure. They do not demand immediate action. Notice awareness remains steady behind the eyes, not narrowed, not scanning. Scanning would signal threat expectation. Threat expectation is inactive. Safety recognition is stable. Inhale through the nose, steady. Exhale through the mouth, longer and even. Even timing supports cardiovascular balance. The chest remains open to sensation. Sensation registers without alarm. Alarm requires urgency. Urgency is not present. There is no push to resolve. No pressure to act. Notice the shoulders stay neutral. No lifting returns. No holding forms. Inhale arrives naturally. Exhale extends, smooth and unbroken. Unbroken breath keeps internal pacing consistent. The abdomen remains soft and responsive. Responsive tone supports efficient breathing. Efficiency reduces internal effort. There is clarity without urgency now. Clear awareness does not rush. It remains available. Inhale steady. Exhale longer, calm. Calm extension maintains vagal engagement. Your system now recognizes this as normal operation. Normal operation does not require attention. It continues on its own. Notice the neck stays balanced. Head supported without effort. Support replaces guarding. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, unforced. Unforced breathing prevents fatigue. External sounds can come and go. They do not pull attention. Attention remains grounded. There is a steady sense of presence now, not intensified, not reduced. Presence simply remains. No effort supports it. No monitoring interferes. Inhale arrives. Exhale extends. Steady. Steady extension keeps internal pressure low. This state does not need to transition. It does not prepare for an ending. It simply continues. This reliable baseline is something you can return to. Nothing needs to be added. It continues as you move forward. There is nothing here that needs to conclude. Nothing signals completion. Your system continues exactly as it is. Breath continues naturally. Inhale arrives without attention. Exhale remains longer and even. That longer exhale sustains regulation. Sustained regulation keeps urgency inactive. This pattern remains reliable. Notice how the body stays open to sensation without bracing. Sensation registers without triggering alarm. Alarm required urgency. Urgency is no longer present. There is no push to act. No pressure to resolve. Another inhale enters quietly. Another longer exhale leaves smoothly. Heart rhythm remains adaptable. Adaptability allows response without shock. Nothing escalates suddenly. Everything stays within range. Awareness remains clear and available. Not narrowed. Not scanning. Scanning would indicate threat expectation. Threat expectation is inactive now. The system recognizes safety. Inhale through the nose, steady. Exhale through the mouth, longer and controlled. Controlled timing maintains autonomic balance. Notice the shoulders remain low and neutral. No readiness forms. No preparation returns. The chest remains open to sensation. Open does not mean unprotected. It means responsive without defense. Another calm inhale arrives. Another long exhale passes. Breath continues without supervision. Thoughts may appear and fade. They do not attach. They do not accelerate. There is no need to evaluate this state. Evaluation would add effort. Effort is unnecessary. Notice how the body no longer waits for change. Waiting implies instability. Instability is absent. Inhale arrives naturally. Exhale extends, smooth and even. Even rhythm keeps internal pacing steady. Awareness remains present while calm. Alert without edge. Grounded without heaviness. This state does not fade as attention shifts. It carries forward automatically. Automatic states require no maintenance. breath continues. Exhale remains longer. The system stays regulated. Nothing here signals an ending. This continues as your default way of operating.